I didn't go anywhere. The wife had a kidney stone, so we never left.
I hope you had fun when we all had to stay here and slave for you.
Notice that we're meeting the next week because you guys can get all things.
Meetings were a lot faster without you two.
Aren't you funny?
Good afternoon. I'd like to call this special meeting for Wednesday, March 24th, 2021 of Sweetwater County Commissioners to order. At this time, please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody here this afternoon. And it's nice to be able to use this room for its purpose, that being having people present with spacing available due to the orders. It's a great sight to see that, and I want to thank all of you here. I'd like to notify that we do have a quorum present. All commissioners are present. And for our agenda today, we are basically meeting for the purpose in executive session to address ambulance services for Green River, Rock Springs, and Sweetwater County, as well as a real estate issue. Before we, I would entertain a motion to approve that agenda.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Shanefield to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Lloyd. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those same sign, motion carries. Before we adjourn or take motion to go into executive session regarding the ambulance service, I do want to notify the board as well as people here that we did receive a letter from the mayor, Tim Como of Rock Springs. And I'd like to read that letter to the public as well as the board. Dear Chairman, after numerous weeks of research and investigation into the request for Rock Springs to assist with funding ambulance service, the Rock Springs City Council wishes to have additional time to develop an informed decision in regards to this request. Much information has been provided. However, we have found that with this information, additional unanswered questions have surfaced. With such little time to evaluate and digest this information, the City Council requests that the Board of County Commissioners continue to fund this service through the end of June. By the end of June, the city will have more defined understanding of its finances. This extension would also present more time to consider the information provided and information that has been requested, which we are waiting to receive. As elected officials such as yourself, we have an obligation to the taxpayers to be accountable and make good, informed decisions. The City of Rock Springs is willing to continue working with all entities towards a positive resolution. As we all agree, this is a critical and essential service needed by our county. It is my thought, as I have mentioned several times before, that ambulance service needs to reside within the hospital's realm of business, as the 2015 Safe Tech Solutions report suggested. These entities are set up for this type of business and could more efficiently manage the collection for services. In addition, they have the capability to minimize the 911 calls currently responded to due to the lack of medical support knowledge, which could be provided by the hospitals prior to dispatch. I look forward to our continued conversations to resolve this matter and am willing to do what I can to assist. Sincerely, Timothy A. Como, Mayor of the City of Rock Springs. Also, Commissioners, I'd like to share with you in the meetings I've had with regard to Green River Mayor and their city administrator is they're continuing also to have conversations regarding the request and have requested more time through workshops as this moves forward to the first of the year, our fiscal year, which is July 1. So both entities have indicated a desire to look for options and to see how they can, but also requested more time. And the letter signifies that, and I do see Reed Clevenger from the City of Rock Springs here, Griver, thank you, I'm sorry, Reed, as well as their finance manager, Chris Meeks. And Reed, is there anything that I said that's not accurate? Thank you very much. So with that, to explain a little bit further, because of contracts needing to be looked at and visited over, as well as regarding the real estate contract that we have with regard to a building here in Green River, we will go into executive session, but there will be action to follow after executive session regarding these two issues. So with that, I would entertain a motion to go into an executive session.
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman,
Chairman?
Commissioner Smith,
may I make 2 comments before we do that?
yes, you may.
Thank you. In response to Mayor Como's letter, I just wanted to remind that our letter to the cities states, and I read, if the cities agree to participate in funding in the new budget year beginning July 1st, 2021, the county will continue to fund both Sweetwater Medics and Castle Rock Ambulance Services through June 30th, 2021, as a gesture of goodwill and to show a willingness to cooperate going forward. This will allow for the development of a long-term solution without an interruption in ambulance service and will allow the city's time to budget for new expenses. So I appreciate the offer on his side. It sounds very familiar. So I would totally agree with that, that if they are willing to work towards a new budget year resolution and solution, that we would continue to fund. So that's awesome to hear on his part. I appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you.
And then the other comment would be that the 2015 study didn't just indicate ambulance. It was one of many. The hospital, excuse me, didn't just indicate ambulance should be at the hospital. There were numerous solutions or options out there, with the hospital being one of them. So
Thank you. With that, any other comments, commissioners? I will go back and entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Lloyd.
I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss contracts.
Okay, contracts for ambulance and real estate.
Yes, in general.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Toman. Any further discussion? I will share for the crowd that the Castle Rock room across the hallway is open and available for you to wait until we call you in to discuss that. Huh? Oh, it's not available? I thought it was. Thank you. I guess it's not. My apologies. And also, just to let you know, the real estate issue should take about 15 minutes. So I would ask that the ambulance issue be second that we discuss, because it won't take us as long. Then that way the employees can get back to work that are involved in that. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. We'll go into